Let's start 4.11, where we have to understand about bash command, file management, directory navigation, and environment variables. So what I have done here, that I will explain you these commands. It's easy, straightforward. You need to go and run this, practice this in your Linux environment. And then what I have done, that because this topic is important, I have added few videos so you can see that understand the Linux file system, the Linux distribution and packet manager, working with files and directory, part 1 and part 2, file permissions, and Linux process. Like that, I have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos after this video. So you can go and understand. First of all, let me go and explain you all this, but you have dedicated videos, lab videos. After this, you have six videos that you can go and watch, and you can create your own notes. You can perform your own lab. So starting with file management, you can see that we have a long list. LS short form for list directory content. LS minus L will give you the list directory contents. It will go and list the directory contents. This is one of the most usable command we have. CP stand for copy, MV stand for move, RM for remove, touch, that means it will go and create an empty file or update timestamp. Cat is also very important, that is concatenate and display the file content. Here you can see the examples as well. Suppose you want to copy source to destination. This is file 1 to file 2. You can use CP, source destination, move old to new name, remove the file name dot text, touch creating new file, cat see the content of file dot txt. Then we have echo command as well, that will display a line of text, echo hello world, it will display hello world. Then you can go and create some new files. You can use vi editor or nano or gedit, that is the editors. You can go and create new file and you can write content in that. Then you can change the permission with change mode and change the owner and the group. So you can use these commands, that you can go and change the file permission, change the owner and the group. Again, in the upcoming videos, we have the lab related to this that you can go and check. Next in the line, we have the directory navigating commands. PWD, print the working directory. Then CD, change the directory. Make directory, remove the directory. List directory contents, ls minus la. Find, search for files, find path name, file name. Du disk usage, estimate the disk usage, so you can understand the usage of the disk. Apart from that, the next thing here in the line is that environmental variables. The command for that is print the environment variable, echo the variable, export, set the variable, unset the variable, and the environment. Here you can see that example uses print env, echo home, export the variable name equal to value, set some variable, unset the variable, and environment env. Run a command which modified the environment variable, that is short is env. You can go and use the env variable name, value, and the command. Okay, so these are the examples we have, right? These are the examples we have. After that, you can go and watch these videos. Most of the things are covered, and I have added some more commands as well that is not in the exam curriculum, but you will get some more information and that will be helpful, useful for your normal day-to-day activity. Okay, so after that, you please go and watch these 6 videos, and we are completing section 4.11. So the first basic topic we have is to navigating the Linux file system. Now in the Linux operating system, everything will go and start with this // that is nothing but the root of the directory, that is the parent one. And then beneath that, you can see all the other file structure. So if I go and log in, let me quickly show you this. And in our lab, we have 2 operating system. So let me quickly show you, say etc and then OS release. So here we have Ubuntu, and then when I do the SSH, that is nothing but the CentOS. So both the operating system we can go and verify. So first of all, if you go and check who is your present working directory, here you can see that / and root. Now, if I go and check what are the possibilities I have, say for example, here you can see the file structure related to Ubuntu. So I have etc, library, opt, sbin, temp, bin. One folder is GNS3, library 64, proc, script, user, boot. Means these are the structure for the file. And suppose, for example, if I want to see the network setting, then what I can do? I can simply go and check, say for example, etc and network and then the interfaces. So here you can see that this is my network setting. At the moment, my DHCP is enabled, so that's why I have this type of setting. Again, we'll learn more about this cat command and other command that we can go and use in upcoming session. But everything will start with this / and then you have complete file structure like this. So once you are inside the root, then you can go to any individual folder and then you can go and check the files related to that. Correct? Now since everything is just starting with this / you can go and use su as a sudo su. Sudo is nothing but a super user. So this is that for super user, if you want to change the password. So let me show you that as well, little quick what I try to explain here. So what I can do here, that I can go and use, say for example, sudo su, and here you can see this command is not there in this particular version of the Ubuntu. So what I'll do, I'll quickly go and do the SSH for my CentOS, and once inside the CentOS, then I can go and check the present working directory. So this is with the home, and now I can go and use, say for example, sudo super user. Now it is asking the password, so I am giving the password, and seems that I don't have the access. Yep, so password is working. Now if I go and check the working directory, here you can see that the home, we are inside the home, but yeah, I have a privilege here that I can run the command related to super user. So in that case, if you want to run certain command, that command don't have access with the normal user account, so you can go and use, say, sudo, and then you can go and run the command, say for example, etc and os release, like that. So now you have run the command as a super user, sudo, correct? So that's one important basic thing we have, that suppose if you're working somewhere, you're doing some upgrade or something and you don't have access, you can try that. Do you have the sudo user access? Now we have basic commands like present working directory or print working directory. So in which directory we are, it will tell you this with pwd. Then we have ls command, that is the list of the working directory, and it's a very important and basic command whenever we are doing any Linux related work we used to do. And I will go and show you various options related to ls. Then we can go and check this manual, say man page or help page we can use to know much more about those commands. So for example, if I'm here and suppose if I don't know about ls, so I can go and open the manual page for the ls, and here you can see that what options or plugins I have. So let me go out once so I can show you step by step. So here you can see that list information about the files, the current directory by default, sort entries alphabetically. If none of these nor sort is specified. Okay, so you can see that how many options you have related to plugin. And again, you can go and check, say minus A stand for all, minus capital A almost all, does not list dot and double dot, then the author, then what is meaning of C, then D, G, H. If I scroll up, you can see that I have H as well. And likewise, we can go and check the command related to uh, ls, correct? All right, so if I can go here, ls minus la, long list of everything, or if I do ls minus a, means all, so it will go and collect dot and double dots as well. And if I go and use ls minus capital A, it will exclude dot and double dot. Apart from that, it will tell you everything. So we can go and use ls minus la, and this will tell us the users group and the file size and much more information about that we can see in the upcoming slides. So we can go and check the configuration or the manual page related to ls. And again, here you can see that same thing I have taken from the manual page that we have seen just now. What we can do, that we can go and check the print working directory, and then we can go and go inside any of the directories. So that cd command is there, that is to change the directory, cd. And now when we are working with cd, change directory, so at that time remember that we have two different type of path. One is absolute. What does it mean by absolute? Absolute means that this is related to or related to root directory. Root directory is what? Is forward slash. And then other one is the relative, that relative to that related to that particular present working directory, or that particular working directory. So anything belongs to root, that will be the absolute, and present working directory related folders are relative path. Okay, so what I will do here, that I will show you the lab, a small lab or a small task related to cd, that is the change directory. And as I am doing, you can also do the same thing. So once we'll go and create certain folders, we'll move around the folders, or we'll move around the directories, and then we can go and use cd double dot. That means it will come one folder or directory back, then cd directly come to the home directory. We can nest the cd like this, dot dot forward slash dot dot, and then we can go and use cd hyphen as well, correct? So let's do this lab, and then we will stop. So what I can do here, I can go here, and even I can exit from here. I can show you this in our, so you can see I have to exit twice because I was there as a super user inside the root directory ideally, and then I exit, and then again I exit. Now I am inside the automation. So what I can do here, I can go and create, say, some folder, and later we'll learn about this option, that make directory will create the directory. So I can go inside one, then I'll go and create, say, two, then I can go inside two, then I'll go and create three, I can go inside uh, three, then I can go create, say, four, I can go inside four. So you can see that I'm inside 1/2/3/4, and what is my present working directory. So here you can see print working directory or present working directory, root, and then 1 2 3 4. So if I do cd dot dot, I'll come one step back. If I do cd dot dot slash dot dot, I'll come two steps back. And if I do cd simply, then I can go to the home, correct? Again, I can go to cd1. So let me do one, and then two, then three, then 4, not like this, but we can go like this. Okay, so you can see the difference, that you can go like this because already we are in the root. And now if you do cd and hyphen, you can see this is not there, but so directly we came to root. And again, if I go to here and if I do cd, and then I can type pwd, so you can see the differences. Okay, all right. So this is the basics that we can log into the Linux system and do some basics commands related to Linux. Now we are ready to understand Linux distribution and package management. And here you can see clearly that we have two main releases of Linux, or two main Linux version. One is Debian and one is Red Hat. Although we have more than 300 flavor, or you can say the instance of Linux operating system, different coders, different company, different group of people, they have created their own version. But out of them, the most popular one and stable one are Debian and Red Hat Linux. Now again, you can see that the latest stable release inside the Debian is Jesse. Here you can see in this slide, point number 2. And then the Ubuntu is also quite popular. So you can see that we are using the network automation tool based on Ubuntu operating system. And then when it is coming to Red Hat uh, Enterprise Linux, that is actually for mostly for the commercial purpose. Apart from that, training services and support. Now the inside the Red Hat Linux, you can see that the main versions are Fedora and CentOS, and that's why we are using CentOS as well in this lab. So we have both the flavors. One is the Ubuntu and one is the CentOS, so we can cover most of the commands related to these flavors. Now here you can see the important note that different Linux version or different operating systems inside Linux, they have their goal. So for example, the Kali Linux is focused on penetration testing and security testing, while OpenWRT is focused on home router functionality. Likewise, the CentOS that we are using in our lab is the stable one, and Fedora is considered less stable, but it is a testing ground for new features. So Fedora is used for testing purposes. Okay, so we have two flavor, one is the Red Hat and one is the Debian. And then how we are going to update, install, or do the say for example package management inside these operating system. So let's see one by one. So first of all, let's discuss the package management. What does it mean by package management? So package management is nothing but a way by which you can install, upgrade, configure, and remove software from the computer. And previous to previous video, you have seen that we went there and we have installed the Python. So we have do some upgrade, and then we have installed the Python, NetMiko, and PIP. That is one of the example related to uh, Ubuntu. That is uh, the umbrella for that is Debian. So inside Debian we have Ubuntu that we have seen. But how we can do the package management inside Red Hat? So for that we have this RPM, Red Hat Package Management. We can go and use that command. We have yum, yum, download and install the package from repositories, and WRPM is just a file extension for the RPM files. So how we can do that? So for example, if you want to install the trace route, you can go and use sudo yum install and the trace route. So let me quickly show you this. I can go to my CentOS. So let me do the SSH to the CentOS. Seems that I have to do the SSH, and let me see the IP. So This is the IP we are using. We are inside the CentOS, and then what I can do, I can go and use the command say sudo, that's the super user, and then I can do yum install trace route. Now again it is asking the password for the sudo. I can go and give that. So let me do that. And then here you can see that it is updating this. So you can see that we are using the yum functionality that will go and download that from the repository. Total download this much, and you want to do this, yes. And now you can see that traceroute is installed. This is the traceroute package that got installed inside the uh, Ansible. We have actually the CentOS. So here you can see that the RPM file is this .rpm. This is the package, and it got installed inside the CentOS. So once it got installed, I can do the trace route. Say for example, 122.29. I have 29. I can go and check the hops. So how it is, and then you can see that how it is going multiple hops and reaching to this particular IP, correct? All right. Now, what about the Debian family? Debian family we have already discussed. We have done this lab actually in the previous section while we have upgraded the Python. So in that we have the package that is D package or the Debian package .deb. This is the package extension. Then what about the application installation? So for that we can go and do the apt and apt-get, and then it will get installed, and .deb is the file extension. So let's do the installation of traceroute with inside the Debian, and that's we have our Ubuntu inside the network automation. So I can go and do the sudo. All the sudo is not required, so simply I can go and do apt-get install trace route, and now here you can see that it is installing the trace route. Here you can see now there are some miss, maybe it is already installed. So here you can see that it is telling that because associated file or link doesn't exist. So what I can do here, let me use this trace route for Google DNS, and yes, already trace route function is there in this system, and you can see that how it is going. Okay, so that was the main agenda for this particular session, that we should understand various distribution and the package management commands, and we went there and we ran that command, and we have done the installation as well. Now here you can see the summary for the apt-get. Later on in the Python section, we'll learn about the file and directory, so we'll do the other labs as well. All right, so let's stop here. This is important and a little bit lengthy session. So what I have done, that I have break this session into two recording. Let's start and understand that what is the principle, working principle for file and directories. And this is something that we have to do day to day. If we are logging to the Linux machine, and we have to check certain files, create certain directories, search something, we have to do all these operations listed here. So let's try to understand all those commands one by one. So starting with the command called touch, we can go and create the empty file. So here you can see that to create empty file, use touch command which creates a new empty file without So here you can see without automatically overwriting existing file. So what we can do here that while we are checking the commands, I can go and log into the say Linux system, and we can go and do the labs parallelly as well. So what I want here that I want to create the file test, correct? And then I can go and check, do I have anything inside the test. If I go and check the parent directory, we are inside the root. Here I can go and check the ls-a long list, and we should have test here. So here you can see that I have test. It contains nothing, zero, and then the permissions we'll discuss later on. But yeah, we are able to create a file with the command touch. All right, this is not the only command that we can do it. We have other commands as well that we'll go and check. The other command that we have is the make directory. So here you can see that mkdir is the other command that we can go and create the directory. So let me go and create the directory with the make directory, and let me show you that as well. So here we are, and I can go and create say mkdir. Already we have seen this earlier. So make directory 1, and it's already there. Here you can see that I have the directory whose color is blue, and say I can do this just to show 1z and say ls minus la 1. So here you can see that we have 1, we have 1a, we have 1z. So all files created here, all files that is starting with 1, actually these are the directories. So let me show you this. Now in this list you can see that 1a and 1z, because D is written here. D stands for directory. So these are the directory. Inside that I can go, I can change directory, I can go here, and then I can go and create say 1.txt. So I'm using nano file. That's a standard that we can go and use. Now once I am here, I can put any text. I have just put 11111. I can type Control O, enter to save, and then Control Z to come outside. Correct? So we have various editors. Actually, one of the best editor and that I like, and in future you will see that I'm going to do all the Python lab inside the Nano. You can use this, although we have the VI editor as well. So VI editor also I can go and use. Here also I can use it. You have to press I to insert, and then again you have to press escape, and then oops, shift and Q and W, that you are quitting and writing. So let me come out from here, and yeah, so say different version has some minor changes. So I can go here now inside 1a, and I can see that what is there, what is the content. Likewise, I have created one other file as well. So let me quickly see here that what are the files I have. And if you want to see this in the human readable format, so you can use ls minus lh, and you can see this bytes and kilobytes, etc. So I have created 1.txt, I have created 1a.txt, I have used vi editor, I have used nano editor, and I can go and create files if you want to see this. Then we have multiple options to view these configurations, and in that Let me show you first that what options we have to view. Then I'll come back and I'll show you this make directory and some other options as well. So let me go next. So here you can see that if you want to view the file, you have more, less, cat and head. All the time I'm using this cat command so far, but we'll go and test the other commands as well. Now, since I'm using cat, what this is doing is that it stream the file top to bottom without pausing. And that's why it is showing all the content in a single shot. So we have option with make directory -p. That means it will go and create any of the directory inside the subdirectory as well. That is basically not possible in normal case. So what it is telling here is that suppose you have to create a directory called 5. So what you can do here, you can go to cd 2, 3, 4, and now you don't have anything and you want to create 5 as well. So you can go and use a mkdir without p. You can go and create that, and here you can see that if you use the p option, makes all required subdirectory in the path. So I can check this in the CentOS as well. But for example, if you execute the command, all the directories between your present working directory and Nexus uh, have not been previously created, the command will execute and create all the directories in between. Okay, so let's test this. Now, if I do make directory like that, it is obviously creating directory file, this 5 as well. So now I can go to say 2 and then 3 and 4, and then I can check ls minus la, and here you can see that we have the 5 as well. So let's try to verify one more time. I can go back here. I can use say mkdir a b c d e f. Now here you can see that it is throwing an error, but if I can go like this and if I use -p, you can see it is creating this. So now I can go to A, B, C, D, E, and I can go and check, and then I can check the F as well. So this is the use case with make directory -p. It will go and create all the directories in between the path. Then suppose if you want to remove, you can go and use rm, remove the file, rm-r, remove an entire directory, remove the directory, removes an entire empty directory as well, rm-rf, etc. So let's quickly verify this also. I can go here inside, we are inside E. I'll go and create one of the file, say nano1.txt. I'll put this, I can go and come out. We can go and check. So this is the file. Then I'll go and create say touch2.txt, and then we can verify. So I have 1.txt, 2.txt. Now remove one, okay, and remove say, you can see that with the remove command I can go and remove that. Now if you want to remove the directory, you can go and use the rm-r, and that can be interesting. So what I can do here, that I'll go back, create these files one more time, and just we can give anything here. I can come back, I can go one step back and then rmd, because it is the directory, it's not a file. So what I have to do, that I have to go here and then I have to use this rm minus r. See, removes an entire directory and its content. So rm minus r, and I should remove the directory. So what are the directories I have inside this? Let me quickly see here. So I can see this directory E here. So I can use remove minus R E, and then you can see it's gone. Correct? So this is the way that we can go and use the RM, and you can see RM dir and RM RF as well. Likewise, we can use. Now the next very important command we have is the copy command, and we are going to use a lot about this copy command. So when we are using the copy command, copy, source and destination we should give. So I will do and I'll show this copy as well. So we have two commands here in the list, copy and move, CP and MB, and both of things we are going to see here one by one. So let's verify the CP command and the MB command. Now here you can see one thing very important is that the command that we are using is actually very small but very powerful. So only rm will remove the directory, mkdir will create the directory, you can create the file, you can create the file, inside that you can put the text, you can save it. So everything is easy once we learn the way that how we can do it. Okay, so let me go and create some of the file. Already we have one.py, so I can go and check what is there in one.py. Is a Python file, and seems there is nothing inside that. Then login.py, here you can see that the information related to logging, this is actually one of the Python small script. But yeah, I have this login.py. What I can do, I can copy this login.py to log in, say centos.py, and then I can go and check cat login centpy. So here you can see that how easy to copy the commands or copy the configuration. Then I can go and use move and then say centos to new.py, and then I can go and use say cat new py. So here you can see the use of move. So use of move command and use of copy command, correct? So we can go and check the login, and then let me see. So here you can see that my file has been moved to new location, that is the py, correct? So now it is telling that you don't have the login dot this py file because already you have moved this file. So you can understand the use case for cp. Cp will copy, it will retain the file, and then it will paste the new copy at other locations, so you have two files. But move will simply go and move the file. Okay, so these are actually very important command, and while we are doing the study, or while we are doing the testing inside the lab, we should go and use all these commands. Although in future you will not use all these commands, but it's good to know most of the options that we have related to configuration. Okay, so finally here you can see that we have the other options here. Other options means how we can read the files. We can go and use the more command, less command, cat we have used a lot, head command, tail command. So here you can see there's tail command and diff command. So let's stop here. And next section will start from here. Let's continue where we left off. So we have some important command to view the file. So for example, more that we can use and check the output, and then we can press a space to go page by page. Less where we can use the up and down arrows to scroll through. Then we have the cat command. It will give you all the output at a time. You can think cat command is something like when we are typing terminal length 0 in a router, and then we are running any output like show, run, etc. Head command, that will give you the first 10 line, that's the head. And if it is a till, that means it will give you last 10 in the file. Diff will show you the difference between the two files. Okay, so there is some explanation regarding to more, less, cat. So what I will do here, that I'll go quickly, and first of all I'll show you the output related to all these commands one by one. So here I have my Ansible server, it is hosted over CentOS. And if I can go here and check what files I have. So I have one file called main.yml, some program in YAML code. I can go and type say more and then main.yml. Here you can see while using the more command. So since this is it actually, this is the full configuration here. Let me do one thing. I'll go here and do the manual, say for example for ls, and then I can copy this output that we are seeing here. So let me create my own file so I can show you the differences. So let me quickly go here. Let me create my own file while copying all these outputs that is there in my screen. And this we are doing just for our testing purpose. So for example, from here I can go and copy all this configuration till here. It's copied. I will go out from here. I will create my own, say, test file. I'll go and put all those configuration that we have inside this. I can go out from here. Now I can go and check the more command. So more with test, and here you can see. Now I have to press a space to go out. Now I can go and use less as well with the test file that we have, and here I can use my arrows. So here you can see that I can go up and down. So much more flexibility we have, that we can do up and down. Okay, so let's go outside from here. Then we have other as well. Say if I want to have the output like all the output at a time, and then I can use my putty terminal up and down the scroll bar to go up and down. Then we have the head command. So head and test. So here you can see that we have uh, first 10 commands, and then I can go and use tail and then test. So here you can see the last 10 commands. Okay. Now the important thing here is where we are, and that's actually quite important. We are inside this particular folder. I'll go to main folder, and present working directory is this. Still I can use the cat command. I can go to this directory, and then I can go and run test. I can check the test, and that's the power of the Linux, we have that we can scroll through, we can go through number of folders, number of directories, and then we can reach to that particular place. Not only that, we can go and do this thing, but you can see here that I can copy as well from this folder. So for example, copy, and then you can paste here test. And now if I do ls minus la, so here you can see that we have the test from this folder to this folder, correct? Now again, if you want your test output to be stored in, say for example, test 3, and now you can go and check test 3. So here you can see that means your new file test3 has been created. So let me quickly show you these things in the slide. So here you can see that you can go and go inside folder inside multiple folders, and you can check what is there inside that. You can have the copy like that we have done with this double greater than sign, and then you can create router 2, and you have new output in router1.txt. The last command we have is the diff command. So what diff or the difference command will do, suppose if we have two files, say file 1 and file 2, and if there is any difference in the configuration, so that diff will tell us. So what we can do here, that we can go back to the uh, CentOS, and here you can see that we have test 1 and test 3, test and test 3. So for test 3, we can go and add the difference. So I'll go here, we have this many big file which is almost similar. I'll go and add here, this is the difference, correct? So this is the diff, etc. All right, and now we can save it, and then we can run the diff command to see the result. So let's save this, go outside, and then we'll run the diff command. Say diff test and test 3, correct? See, it is telling us that this line only having the difference. Even we can go and use diff and u as a user, and then we can see the difference should give you access to the complete manual. This is the difference. All right, so these are actually very important and very fundamental basic command we have, that whatever we have covered so far in the Linux series of the say videos, and we are going to continue this. Again, we have to learn more about the basic things, and then we have to learn about the Linux networking as well. In this important section, we have to learn about the file permission and the Linux process. So let's start this file permission and the Linux process. Now we know that we may have multiple users, and then we required actually multiple permissions as well. Multiple permissions like read, write, and execute. Okay, so for that reason, in Linux, it's actually very uh, enhanced, you can say. It's very advanced as well, that you will not find such type of file permission and types of file permission, and the uh, ease or the way that we are doing it or achieving this target, it's very easy and fast, and it's a very small type of commands that we have to run to change the permission, or to give the permission, or to give the right access or the other access. So what type of users we have, we should understand first of all, and then what type of permission that we are providing, that is also very important. So here you can see that we have a user, that is owner, group, and other. And then the permission we have read, write, and execute. Correct? Now, what type of file type we have? So file type is D here. You can see that D stands for directory. And let me quickly highlight so you can see that we have the file type D here. Now suppose if someone has less access, less privilege, because we have three, read, write, and then execute, then how we can change the mode? So for that we have this chmod, change mode option, and then u, that is my current user or the admin. So u plus x means that we are giving this current user execute permission for this particular file. Likewise, you can go and give the permission to the group and others. So G stand for group and O actually stand for users, or we can say others as well. So we can give the permission for group and others or users as well. Here you can see this is the important one. This is the summary. So you can go and use chmod command with the current user or the admin or the group owner. Then we have the group, and then we have the other, and then we have the read, write, and execute permission. So let me show you this, and then it will be very much clear if we go and execute this permission over the Linux machine. So let me go and log in here. We're already inside the CentOS, and I'll go and create one file. So let me create one file, say 44.txt, and then let's go out from here. Cat 44 will see this content in the file, and then what we can do here, that we can check the permission for this 44 file. Here you can see that for the owner, that's the current user or admin, then the group, and then the other. So first two users, they have read write access. So let me change the permission for the admin. So I can go and use change mode, and then I can use u for the admin or the current user, and then execute, and then 44.txt. Now if I go back and check ls, you can see that this user has execute permission. So rw, and then initially x was not there. Now it is showing here. Now the same thing if you want to do with the other users. So what we can do, again we can go to the change mode, and then I can go and use geo. These are the two. This is the group, and this O is other. So these two sections we are selecting with geo, and even I can go and delete this u, because already we have given permission to u. So geo plus x 44, and then if you go and check ls minus la, so here you can see even the last user don't have the right permission because we haven't given it. So I can go and use only that permission, that means o plus, right? Even we can use minus as well. So let me show you this minus as well. So for example, with this user, I just want to remove the execute option, and then you can go and see that's gone. Okay, so you can see how easy just one small command, and then we can um, add or remove the permission from different type of users. All right, let's continue. Then we have this summary slide here. Just for your reference, you can go and have a look with all the uh, groups or all the collection of groups where you want to give the permission, from where you want to remove the permission. Minus means you are removing the permission, plus means you are giving the permission. Okay, then the next topic we have is the Linux process. This is also very important. So we should understand that at what particular point of time, which process is peaking high. So for that we have top, htop, PS command. Top will display the real-time process utilization. H means human readable format. Some of the versions are not supporting H. PS is the current process. PS stands for process, so current active process. Then one of the nice thing we have is the PS aux. Now this PS aux is that will display the exhaustive list of process by all the user, and that's quite important command we have. So one command is important, that is top, and then this PS aux command. We'll run these commands and I'll show you as well. Even if you want to do some sort of filter with these commands, even with any of the commands, we can go and we can do pipe and we can grep, we can search, and then the Linux will give that output only, that is specific output only. So for example, if the Firefox is speaking high process cycle, you can grep the Firefox and then it will show you that what is the process utilization with the Firefox. So let me show you up to this point of time all the commands. So for example, first command was top. So here you can see all the CPU, memory, and all these process and cycles. Then I type Control Z, I'll come out. Then we have the PS. Now PS, you can see it's not showing you the full process utilization with all the users. So we can use aux, and then you can see all the users and the process utilization. So what I will do here in the back, that I will go and do the ping to this system from one of the remote system. So for example, and I'm doing the ping, and let's see if I'm catching the ping here. Oops. So let me go back, PS aux. So here you can see that ping is going on and that process is 1978. Correct. So we have checked the top, we have checked the PS7. H-top is also there. Some of the versions will not support this H-top command, like it is not supporting, but it's okay. Then finally, suppose if you want to filter anything from the PS, so we can go and use the grep command. Say for example, grep, and I want to see Ansible users. So here you can see that it is showing you the process with all the Ansible user. Inside that you have this ping and some SSH is also there, because I only have done the SSH to this particular system. Now suppose if I want to stop the process, so for that we have the command called kill. So here you can see that I can go and kill the process that is going on. Kill has certain strings as well. So what is strings that kill has? A kill means we can go kill and then I can give the process ID. Let us continue our kill session. So here you can see that we can go and kill anything. And these are the users I have. Let me go and show you the process, the PS aux. Now in this, I have one ping that is continuously going on. So let me show you that ping as well, that is going on continuously. And what I want here, suppose if I want to kill this ping process, first of all, I should know the PID or process ID. So process ID is 1978. So what I can do here, I can go and kill on this process. Once I do the kill, here you can see the ping has been stopped. Correct. So means that process has been terminated or has been stopped. Now again, here you can see that we have other strings as well. So for example, kill -9 will force the instance of a process to be killed. Kill -L will give you the list. Kill all, it will go and kill all the instances related to that a particular process. So for example, in Firefox, you have opened 10 different websites. So all these websites, they have their own individual ID. Each and everything will be killed if we go and kill Firefox. Means all the web browsing sessions will get killed. And then finally, we have the pkill that will send a signal to end the process by the name. All right, so these are the kill process that we have. Let's just stop here, and in the next session, we'll start Linux networking. Good job. So we have completed almost everything in section 4. The last video, that last subsection that we have is the principles of DevOps. Okay, so let's understand the principle of DevOps practice, because it is important to understand the principle of DevOps practice. And good news about this is already we know all those terms. So if you follow my videos in section 1, section 2, section 3, and remaining in section 4, remaining video, then the principles that we are going to discuss now, we have discussed a lot about those principles and the use cases. So let's start. Let me go and give you the list of principles. We have total 11 principles. And starting with the collaboration and communication. Yes, the development team and operation team should collaborate, and they know the restrictions and they know the requirement of each other. So the development team should know the operational requirement, and operational team should go and provide such type of requirements and restrictions to the development team. So they have the shared goal. So they can reach to certain point. Obviously, these teams, they have the shared goals and the responsibility. So collaboration is very important. If they are doing the collaboration, the management layer or the director layer should provide the collaboration and communication in between different teams. That is one of the hurdle you will find in the big enterprises, because generally these teams are communicating well within themselves. But suppose if these teams has to go and communicate to other teams, uh, there are problem, because those teams, they are very good in their areas, their domain. So networking team knows network very well, automation team knows automation and development very well. So if we have some common interest, like if someone knows network and automation, can do the communication in between them. It's something like that. If you have some common uh, common guy, if you have some common engineers, in terms of that they have knowledge of IT and the network and the automation, so they can become a bridge. They can go and fill the gap in between the different teams, or in between development and operation team. So that is one of the very important point we have. Then automation means that provide automation. That means whatever repetitive task we have related to testing, deployment, and infrastructure provisioning, that can be automated. Utilizing the CI/CD pipeline, we have discussed a lot in our previous section about CI/CD pipeline to streamline processes and reduce manual intervention. So if we have automation for the processes, if we have automation for tasks related to testing, deployment, and infra provisioning, then obviously the chance of error will be less and the time will automatically get reduced. Accuracy will be more and time will get reduced. Then you can see that use the best principles related to CI/CD pipeline. So use that CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, continuous deployment delivery. Obviously, continuous feedback is also one of the things that you will see in the next section. So here you can see that monitoring and logging, continuous feedback. So these points are already there. Why? Because we know this should be the principle, right? This should be principle that different teams should go and communicate. They should do the automation, and they should create some test cases uh, to to check their scripts, to check their module approach. Means obviously no one will go and develop the entire solution. So The solution that automation team, the solution that we have with the automation, it should be testify phase by phase by phase, right? Then continuous integration, and we have continuous deployment delivery, infrastructure as a code. The team should go and use Terraform and Ansible and CloudFormation type of programming languages to provide the infra as a code, manage the infrastructure through code. This is one of the goal for which we have the CCNA, CCNP and CCI level of DevNet that can provide, so engineer can provide infra as a code. That's the goal for big enterprise nowadays. Constant monitoring and logging and continuously getting the feedback to improve the program. So after development, if you go and use that product in the production, that automation script or the software in the production, then we should have loop for continuous monitoring, logging and feedback so it can be improved. Next, you can see security is also very, very important part. Do not use vulnerable code. Do not expose your APIs, use safe APIs, like that. Security part we have discussed in our previous sections related to security and what type of vulnerabilities and what type of attacks in terms of doing some injections and forgery, etc. So we have discussed about that. But yeah, use the principles related to DevSecOps, DevNet security ops, that will provide the security. Version control is also very important. That this also we have discussed in our Git section, GitHub section, that versioning control that will track the changes to the code, configuration and infra, and this collaboration will enable the rollback capabilities and audit trails. Then about the agile methodologies, we have discussed about agile methodology as well, where you have different type of methods like sprint, scrum, iterative development. That you should not go monolithic. You should have some incremental improvement, incremental development, incremental feedback loops, monitoring, logging, etc. So the program, the software should be developed, should be, you can say, sanitized, should be, you can say, the stability in the product. So all those things will be there, and it should be fast. So for something is coming, you will not wait for other processes to do, other development to do. So suppose if you are doing a step number 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have to do a step number 5, so you will not go and check 1, 2, 3, 4 again and go for 5 and 6. Like, your approach should be incremental. For something, you should not wait for something. It's like that. And finally, culture of learning and experiment. This is also very important. This is very much related to manpower workforce that we have, that they should go learn and do the experiments, promote blameless postmortems and iterative improvements and process. Now, I can discuss on this for more than 20-25 minutes, but just to make this short, that we should provide the IT engineers some sort of what you can do, shielding as well. So if someone miss something or do some misconfiguration or mess up something, we should protect them as well. That means that ready for the risk, So as an organization, as a management and director level, they can they can take some risk as well, so they can protect their employees. Finally, customer-centric approach. That is also very important. Whatever product that as a company I am developing, obviously that is for the customer, that is for customer user experience and all. So our product should prioritize customer needs and feedback, align development and operation effort with delivering value to end user. Right. So these are the principles related to DevOps. And actually, this is something that we are using in normal day-to-day activity as well, minus the automation. But normal routers and switches, we are doing security. For some project, we are using agile methodologies. The engineers, IT engineers, they are getting knowledge upgrade all the time, new courses, new packages. We are very much customer focused. All the businesses are customer focused if they have to win, if they have to sustain. Continuous feedback and monitoring is there, different tools are there, collaboration. Yeah, this is some area that management can work on that. And people are trying to do automation as well. If you are doing automation, then this CI/CD will come into the picture. All right, so these are the principles related to DevOps.